Hey, Fit Fam, welcome to Diet Free Fat Loss with Coach Fit Pro J. Tonight, I'm going to teach you how to make overnight oats using my chocolate banana peanut butter overnight oats recipe. So I hope you guys brought your notebooks and trapper keepers. All right. For those of you that don't know me, hi, I'm Coach Fit Pro J. I'm your diet free fat loss specialist. I've been there, done that, and now I help others do the same. I help people frustrated with the cycle of dieting break the cycle, get results, and never diet again. So if you'd like to connect with a coach that talks the talk and walks the walk, visit fitprojcoaching.com/let's connect. All right, now that we have that out of the way, I would like to know, what do you eat for breakfast? What do you eat for breakfast? I have two people watching right now. Okay. So if you guys could go ahead and put something in the comment section, let me know what you eat for breakfast. I'll be very grateful. If this is the replay, however, I will check and see what's going on in the comment section and I will reply and interact with you at that point. But I'd like to know, for the sake of the show, what do you eat for breakfast? Please share with me what you eat for breakfast. I remember being a little kid growing up in the early 80s, okay? And growing up in the early 80s, I remember sitting down in front of my big console TV. You guys remember this big console TV? I know you guys remember that. Anyway, I remember sitting down in front of the big console TV, and I remember wearing, believe it or not, my oh, wait for it. My Star Wars pajamas, okay? I don't know who this kid is, but he's at least it's fitness oriented, he's got a barbell. But anyhow, I had those exact pajamas. I couldn't find a picture of me, sorry, with those pajamas. I'll have to ask moms for that. Anyhow, so anyway, I remember sitting in front of the big screen, I'm sorry, the big console TV wearing my Star Wars pajamas, watching all of the Saturday morning cartoons. I know this is a throwback for everybody. All right. Watching those Saturday morning cartoons. And what was I eating watching my Saturday morning cartoons? My PacMan cereal. Yes. Man, boy, was that sugary, but it was all about PacMan. And when I was 6, 7 years old, I was all about PacMan. All right. Anyhow, so, what do you guys eat? Or what did you guys eat for breakfast typically? That's what I want to know. Let me know that. Sorry about the nostalgia overload. If you can't tell, you know, I'm all into nostalgia. All of my broadcasts thus far and the ones in the future will all have something to do with the wearing a T-shirt, having to do with the 80s or 90s. Okay, because I'm all about nostalgia. So that's that. So I would like to know what you guys typically eat for breakfast. Okay, what do you eat for breakfast? Okay, let me get back to the future now. See what I did there? See what I did there? Anyway, let me get back to the future now. All right. Um, I'll talk about myself while you guys mull that over and let me know what you eat for breakfast. For the past several months, I've been making a smoothie for breakfast. I'm one of those type of guys or one of those type of people that have a hard time eating a solid meal in the morning. So I typically have a smoothie for convenience, and I don't know what it is, something about solid meals. On the weekend, however, probably getting up a little bit later or getting started a little bit later. On the weekend, I have a better time eating a solid meal. All right. And typically on the weekend, when I do have a solid meal, I've been lately anyway, making an omelet, okay, made with one or two whole eggs, a cup or so of egg whites. And then, of course, I've been on a Greek omelet kick lately, or a Greek kick lately. So I fill the omelet with spinach. I do use onion as well, and fresh tomato from the garden, because we got a ton of tomatoes in the garden right now. You guys don't know what you're missing if you're not growing tomatoes from the garden. Big difference from the supermarket. Anyhow, and then of course I use some feta cheese. I use the traditional feta cheese. I don't use reduced fat or anything like that. And fun fact about feta, like I said, I hope you guys got your notebooks out today because I got quite a bit of information for you that you can use. Feta cheese is actually very close to the amount of protein as far as the amount of fat and protein are like 1-to-1 ratio, usually in feta cheese. So you're not only getting some good fat, you're also getting protein as well when you use feta, as opposed to like a different type of cheese. Like maybe Havarti or something like that, a more creamier cheese that has a higher fat content and less protein than feta would. But that's a fun fact about feta. Parmesan cheese, Parmesan Reggiano cheese is also like that as well. They have a good fat to protein ratio, usually like a 1-to-1 type of ratio. Anyhow, what is your preferred breakfast? That's what I'm asking. I'm going to get into how to make overnight oats and share my recipe and everything that I have to teach you with tonight, but I'd like to know what you guys eat for breakfast. So please put that down in the comments section. All right. Um, Now, I'm a big fan of eating healthy, nutritious food. No secret there. But I'm even a bigger fan of keeping it simple, convenient and simple. Life's already complicated as it is. And that's exactly what overnight oats are, highly nutritious and simple. That's why I recommend them. Uh, so, before I get into that, got a comment here from my couple of viewers here, Facebook user. Okay, for breakfast, 2 egg omelet with spinach. All right, 2 egg omelet with spinach. Looks like it says Facebook user, so that's from the private group Nutrition Boot Camps for All. It doesn't show who the comment came from, so it is a mystery. But I'll see it when I get back in the group. I appreciate you commenting. All right. You're just missing the tomatoes and the feta, and you have yourself a nice Greek 2 egg omelet with, with spinach and feta and tomato. Anyhow, all right, now's the time to take out your notebook and your Trapper Keeper binders and take notes because we're about to get into how to make overnight oats. But before I do, I wanted to take a few minutes and talk about a few ingredients that are not in tonight's overnight oats recipe because you can use many different ingredients. Okay, many different ingredients in overnight oats. Same thing with smoothies as well. Um, so let me get into that. So different ingredients. I wanted to share some with you. The first ingredient I wanted to share with you that's not in tonight's recipe for overnight oats is pasteurized egg whites, and that's because when I say pasteurized egg whites, I mean the egg whites that are in the carton. Okay, no cracking any eggs and putting it in the overnight oats. Let's not do Rocky style. All right. So pasteurized egg whites. They add pure extra protein. What I mean by that is egg whites are all protein, none of the fat. All the fat is in the yolk. So when you buy pasteurized egg whites, you can actually ingest them without fear of getting sick or anything like that. So you can use pasteurized egg whites to add pure extra protein into your overnight oats for a protein boost. Hey, you could do it for a smoothie as well. Smoothie very well with this idea. Pasteurized egg whites. It actually uh, adds to a smoother smoothie. Actually, I find when I use egg whites in my smoothies. But you can also use an overnight oats as well. I just wanted to mention that. A few other ingredients. I figured I'd throw a carb ingredient and a fat ingredient in there for you that we're not using tonight in the recipe before we get into the recipe. All right. The next is frozen blueberries and raspberries. They are healthy carbs. They're fruit, and fruit is a carb. They pack on an antioxidant boost big time. Um, Frozen because of cost and convenience. Fresh berries can be pretty expensive unless, if you're up here in Massachusetts like I am, have some blueberries in the yard and also have some raspberries in the yard, blackberries as well. But frozen for cost because fresh berries tend to be pretty expensive and they don't last very long either. Frozen for convenience as well, not just cost, convenience. Just to have frozen berries in your freezer, just ready to go. Use them in smoothies, and again, like in here, you can use them for overnight oats as well. Uh, these berries are called superfoods because they're packed with nutrients and health benefits. So I highly recommend using berries in your overnight oats and smoothies, or just have them even on the side. They'll melt fine when you put them in the overnight oats because again, it's overnight. They'll melt, and all of the flavor from the frozen berry is just going to leak out into that overnight oats and give you that great flavor. Anyhow, so that's another couple of ingredients that are not in tonight's recipe for overnight oats that you could use and get serious health benefits out of them. All right. Next, let's go on to a fat. All right. So you can get your plant based healthy fats and fiber in with ground up nuts and flax meal. All right. Flax meal by ground up nuts are just nuts that are ground up, obviously, but flax meal, all that is the flax seed ground up. So they take the flax seeds that are whole and they just grind them up. That's flax meal. Okay. Ground up flaxseed. The reason why you want to do that is because if you just ingest the seed, you won't get all the health benefits because all or most of the seed may just pass through your intestine largely undigested and you won't get any health benefits of it. So make sure when you buy flax seeds, buy flax meal instead of the seed, so you get all the health benefits out of it. But yeah, flax meal as well as ground up nuts are a great source of healthy fats, omega 3, especially for flax meal, and walnuts as well, and fiber too. Undigestible plant parts, fiber. It's great for you, good for your health. So flax meal and walnuts are a great source of omega 3s. So again, if you're just joining us, I am going to teach you how to make overnight oats by sharing my chocolate banana peanut butter oats overnight oats recipe. And before we get into that, I just went over a few ingredients that are not in the recipe that I wanted to mention because there are some major health benefits. And again, that's pasteurized egg whites, which add pure extra protein because all the protein is in the egg white. Remember, no cracking eggs and putting them in the overnight oats. You don't want to be sick. All right. Second thing, or third thing, I guess you could say, frozen blueberries and raspberries. Okay, use them as healthy carbs. They're packed with antioxidants, big time. And then the other thing that we had mentioned, or other things that we have mentioned, uh, are plant-based healthy fats and fiber by using ground up nuts as well as flax meal. And again, flax meal is just the flax seed ground up, broken apart, so you can get the health benefits out of it. So that is that. Okay, so now let me show you how to make overnight oats by sharing my chocolate banana peanut butter overnight oats recipe. Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys so we can get into it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to get me out of it for a second here. You guys don't need to see me right now. Okay, overnight oats recipe, chocolate banana peanut butter. Let's go ahead and start with the ingredients. All right, first ingredient, about a half a cup of rolled oats, of dry rolled oats. What I try to do is get a quality rolled oats. Yeah, you have Quaker and everything. I prefer Bob Red Mills. I prefer that over any other really. I just like that brand. Okay, so get yourself a quality rolled oat to use, and you want to use a half a cup, which is one serving of rolled oats. By the way, if you didn't know. All right. And of course, it's overnight oats, so you know there are going to be oats in there. Next, 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. And if you notice the colors here, what I've done is rolled oats are in green. That means it's a carb source. Okay. The reason why chia seeds is in green and that dark yellow is because chia seeds are really a high fiber food, and fiber, of course, is a carbohydrate. So that's why it's green. But they're also a great source of omega 3 essential fat or healthy fat. Okay. So that's why you have the yellow too. So you get other benefits. I find that adding chia seeds to overnight oats, once they get all moist and they start to absorb the liquids of all the flavors of everything inside the overnight oats, it gives a nice texture when you're eating it too. Um, I mean, if you ever had chia seeds before, you know what I'm talking about. If not, try it. They're a great health benefit using chia seeds. Anyhow, that's the second ingredient in these overnight oats on this recipe. Third ingredient, about 3/4 of a cup of almond milk. Okay. And almond milk, of course, is in yellow because it is mostly a fat source. There's a little bit of fat in. I mean, it's almond juice, really, technically. So of course you're gonna have a little bit of fat in it, but it's okay. But you want to get the unsweetened. That's what you want to watch out for. You don't want to get the sweetened almond milk. And you can get unsweetened, unflavored. You can get unsweetened vanilla. I like to use the unsweetened vanilla in this recipe. That it just brings another dimension of flavor to your overnight oats. All right, next ingredient. This you want to do about 1 scoop of chocolate protein powder because we're doing chocolate banana peanut butter. So you want to use the chocolate protein powder. Of course, here's where you can vary with your preference. You can use chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. I mean, whatever, cookies and cream, whatever wild idea you want to do. But for sake of this recipe, I'm using chocolate protein powder, and you can use a protein powder of your choice. Of course, protein powders are not all created equal. Everybody has a favorite too. You can do whey blend. You could do plant-based. There's all different types of protein powder that you can use. But for sake of the recipe, in this one anyway, I'm using 100% whey by Optimum Nutrition, 1 scoop chocolate protein powder. Okay. Next ingredient, 1 tablespoon of natural peanut butter, creamy or chunky. I prefer to use chunky. Uh, I Yeah, I prefer to use chunky in the overnight oats and creamy in a smoothie. Chunky and overnight oats because I like to have a little bit of a crunch of a little bit of peanuts that are going to be in there. I like that. It's only 1 tablespoon too, and again, natural. You don't want to use Skippy or something with a bunch of added sugars or palm oil or anything like that. Okay, so there you go. 1 tablespoon of natural peanut butter. You look at the ingredients; it should just say peanuts and salt. And next ingredient is a 1/4 cup of plain Greek yogurt, and get the non-fat version, which they mostly come in, but plain Greek yogurt. Uh, and let's recap here. So we know protein powder is obviously protein because it's in red. Natural peanut butter, of course, is in yellow because it is mostly a fat source. And the plain Greek yogurt is another protein source. There are a little bit of carbs in it, but it's mostly a protein source and it's non-fat, so you don't have to really worry about the calories getting boosted up with having fat in it. So a 1/4 cup of plain Greek yogurt. And let me get this banner out of the way so that we can see this next ingredient. Okay, next ingredient is the last ingredient. Okay, a half a banana, about a half a medium-sized banana. And you can either slice it or dice it. Um, I slice it all the time. I rarely dice it, but it's preference. It's up to you. I slice my bananas. So that's how that works. Before I get into how to put this together, and why, I wanted to show you the nutrition facts of this particular recipe in case you're curious. Okay, and talk about it a little bit. All right, so this is the nutrition facts. It's a blank label, and I've went ahead and filled it in for us. So serving size, of course, is going to be 1 mason jar because I mean you can use any piece of Tupperware that you like, but I prefer to use mason jars for overnight oats. I just like it. Anyhow, so servings per container, one, of course, because you can eat the whole mason jar. That's what we made this for. And again, if you're into food prep, you can have a bunch of mason jars lined up, have all your ingredients out on the countertop, and then just go down the line. Half a cup of rolled oats. Go ahead and add it to each one. The chia seeds, add it to each one. You get the idea. And then you can make overnight oats for the whole week. I mean, talk about easy. But anyhow, remember, keep it simple. Next, we have calories. Calories about 515 calories. I don't really worry too much about what the calories are. I really care about what the calories consists of. Okay, and that's down here. All right, so total fat, 16 grams. And your fat is mostly going to be from the peanut butter and the chia seeds. Yeah, a little bit from the almond milk, but most of it's from the chia seeds and the peanut butter. Saturated fat, very, very little. That's a healthy amount of saturated fat. You do need some saturated fat in your diet. You don't want to cut that all the way out at all. All right. And then here we go with carbohydrates, 51 grams of carbohydrates. And of course, your carbohydrates are coming from the rolled oats, from the chia, and of course, most of it from the banana. Okay. Uh, the dietary fiber, 9.27, you're going to see that come mostly from the rolled oats and the chia seeds. That's where most of your fiber is going to be coming from. Okay, a healthy dose of fiber. And then the sugars are 13.2. Not so bad considering the total amount of carbohydrates. And looking at these ingredients, most of your carbohydrate or most of your sugars, that form of carbohydrate, is coming from the banana. Okay, which is a natural source of sugar. It's not an added sugar. So you don't have to look at those sugars in a negative light. They're not added sugars like you added a tablespoon of sugar to your overnight oats or something like that. You're adding in natural banana. Okay. And then lastly, we have protein. Okay. Healthy dose of protein, 42 grams. And of course, the bulk of that protein is going to be coming from your protein powder and your plain Greek yogurt. Yes, you are getting a little bit out of the peanut butter, but again, peanut butter is largely a fat source, not a protein source. It's a fat source that has protein in it. Okay, and then of course you're getting a little bit of protein from the rolled oats as well. Okay, all right, so that is that. Now let's go ahead and put it together. All right, let me put myself here up here on the screen too. Here we go. All right, you guys can still see that. Let me see here. Go to the comments here. What size mason jar? Okay. For this, I would probably do a wide mouth. You have the wide mouth and you have the narrow mouth. I would probably end up doing a wide mouth because it's a lot easier to dish out and eat, not make a mess. And maybe a 32 ounce just to be safe. So you got some room in there. You know, you don't want it packed all the way to the top and then you're sitting there like eating it spilling out. You want to have room to stir it up, as you'll see in a second. But yeah, I would say about a 32 ounce or so mason jar. And then again, you can play with the ingredients too and see some ingredients have more volume if you wanted to add something else and whatnot. But that would work out. And I'm sorry I don't see your name because you're in the group, but I will see it. I will see it after the fact. But that's what I would do. Okay, let me get back here for you guys. Work out some of these steps here. So step one, all right, you want to add all the ingredients into a mason jar. Get a wide mouth and about a 32 ounce or so, and you want to stir it thoroughly until mixed. Okay, and what I've done here in this overnight oats recipe that you see up here on the screen, I put the ingredients in order of how you should put them in the mason jar. So the rolled oats should go first, chia seeds next, after that, the almond milk, and then dump the scoop of protein powder on top of that, then the peanut butter, and then the Greek yogurt. And what I like to do, I like to add the banana pieces towards the end when I'm almost done stirring so that they don't get mixed into oblivion. You know, I want to have a little bit of chunks of banana in my overnight oats. I just do. All right. You can even add in the banana at the end on the top because, you know, don't go stir crazy because you're going to end up mixing it up in step three anyway. We're still in step one. So, step one, put all of these ingredients into the mason jar, wide mouth, about a 32 ounce or so, in order the way you see them on the screen. Adding the banana last. And remember, when you're mixing it up, you don't want that banana to get all, or maybe you do. Hey, it's personal preference, but I prefer to put the banana on last or later. All right. Step two. Step two, you want to put it in the refrigerator overnight. I mean, it is overnight oats, but you at least want it to be in the refrigerator for about 6 to 8 hours. Okay. This is when the magic happens. Okay. This is when the chia seeds and the oats get all softened up nicely and soak up all those nice flavors. Okay. Of whatever you put into your overnight oats. In this case, you know, chocolate, peanut butter, and banana. Oh my. All right. Step three. Step three, in the morning, open the jar, give it a good stir, and enjoy. Okay, it's as easy as one, two, three. So I love overnight oats. That is how to keep it simple with highly nutritious food. Okay, so that is. I hope that you guys all got that. I'll leave it on the screen for a few more minutes while I check out these comments over here. Oh, Chastity. Okay, it was Chastity. How's it going? I see you over there all the time. Excellent. Okay, so I hope you guys remember you can always come back to this broadcast and just pause the screen and pick up this recipe. Okay, so step one, add all the ingredients into a mason jar, and then put in the refrigerator overnight, or 6 to 8 hours if you're a crunch for time. And then when you're done in the morning or after the 6 to 8 hours, open the jar, mix it up, and enjoy. It's just that easy. Okay. All right. So that is that. Okay. So this week, the segment, I don't know, Ask Jay. Okay. I don't know, Ask Jay. That is where, if you guys have any nutrition or fitness related questions that you would like to ask me about, that's where you would, ask me, and I would go ahead and answer them on a broadcast. I did not prepare anything for this week. It will be this segment, however, will be back next week. But if you guys do have any questions right now, live, see there's a couple people on there. You can go ahead and type it in the comment section, and I'll do my best, or I'll just defer it to the next week, whichever works. Let me go ahead and check this out before we leave. Let me see. So again, I don't know. Ask Jay. Are there any nutrition or fitness questions that you would like to ask me? And I'll answer them. Okay, I'm going to go to the comment section. Great. Yes, Chastity. All right. Kathy, I like to add the banana the next day right before I'm ready to eat it. Yes, yes. I agree with you. I don't like my banana all mushed up. I like to have a little bit of substance in there. I totally agree, Kathy. All right, Victoria. Yes, it does sound yummy. It is yummy. You need to try this. If you haven't tried overnight oats yet, you'll get hooked quick, because then you could do different recipes, vanilla, protein powder, and berries, and use some green tea as the base, brew up some green tea. There's so many different things that you can do with overnight oats. It's just so convenient and so nutritious. It's kind of a no-brainer. Okay. Kind of a no-brainer. Definitely yummy. All right. Oh, Chastity, doing great. Thanks for asking. Good. Excellent. And then Victoria again. Okay. I have a question. And my question is, does it really matter if you do weights or cardio first? That is an excellent question, Victoria. Excellent question. That depends, but I will give you the best answer that I can. Does it really matter if you do weights or cardio first? It really depends on what your goal is. There really isn't a huge harm in it, but if it's a little bit more efficient to do your weight training first and then do your cardio after the fact. uh, when you do that, you have a much better weight workout, because you have all of your energy and about you, and you're ready to go, and you'll have such a better time with the weight workout. And plus, you use up most of that food energy that you have in you in your weight training workout, in that great weight training workout, because you have all your energy, right? And then after the fact, you're running basically on fumes at that point, or a lot less food energy, and you go and do cardio after that, you'll be burning off a little bit more fat than you would if you did it before. If you do it before, you're going to end up burning mostly the food energy, not your reserves. So save that food energy for a good weight workout. They get more calorie burn for your buck in the long run, because you have a great weight training workout, burn a ton more calories over time, over the next 24 to 48 hours, versus a cardio session. When you do cardio, you only burn calories for a few hours after the fact. So yes, you should do weights first and then cardio, to answer your question. Thanks for that question, Victoria. Excellent. All right. If anybody else doesn't have a question for, I don't know, Ask Jay this evening, that's fine. If you don't, go ahead and type it in the comment section if you're watching this on the replay, and I will go ahead and post the question or answer the question on the next broadcast. I hope that you guys enjoyed this broadcast. Okay. If you did, please tell others about it, because I'm trying to build up my audience, and I would just love for more people to watch live. I really would. So spread the word. Tell them Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Facebook.com/FitProJ Coaching. Okay. I'll be there live. All right. Anyhow, that's the show for this evening. Thank you for joining me. And again, for all of you that don't know me, hi, I'm Coach FitProJ. I'm your diet free fat loss specialist. I've been there, done that, and now I help others do the same. So if you'd like to connect with a coach that talks the talk and walks the walk, you can visit me at fitprojcoaching.com and connect with me there. Okay. Remember, Fit Fam, keep it simple, keep it moving, and keep it real, especially when it comes to your fitness. I'll see you guys next week on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at facebook.com/FitProJCoaching. See you guys.